For more than 4,000 years, it has stood untouched by time. A monument so massive, so perfect, that even today it feels impossible. The Great Pyramid of Giza, the last surviving wonder of the ancient world. It towers above the desert like a riddle carved in stone, whispering across millennia the same question. How did they do it? How did the ancient Egyptians, without iron tools, cranes, or machines, build a structure made of over 2 million blocks of limestone and granite, some weighing more than 70 tons? How did they align it so precisely to the cardinal directions that it's more accurate than modern compasses? And how, after thousands of years, does it still stand almost perfectly intact? For generations, the Great Pyramid has fueled imagination and controversy. Some say it was built by aliens. Others think it hides secret energy chambers or advanced technology lost to time. But the real story, the true story, is far more human, far more brilliant, and far more inspiring than any myth. To understand how the Great Pyramid was actually built, we have to step back, not just to the reign of Pharaoh Khufu, around 2560 BCE, but into the mindset of an ancient civilization that saw the world through the lens of eternity. To the Egyptians, the afterlife was not an ending. It was a continuation, a journey. Pharaohs weren't just kings, they were divine, living gods destined to ascend to the heavens after death. The pyramid wasn't simply a tomb, it was a resurrection machine. Every angle, every stone, every corridor was part of a cosmic design to connect earth and sky. When Khufu, known to the Greeks as Cheops, decided to build his pyramid, Egypt was at the height of its power. The Nile Valley was unified, prosperous, and bursting with skilled labor. For generations, the Egyptians had been perfecting the art of pyramid building. Khufu's father, Sneferu, had experimented with designs, including the bent pyramid and the red pyramid, learning through trial and error how to perfect the shape that would one day touch the heavens. By the time Khufu began his project, his architects had the knowledge, the manpower, and the vision to create something the world had never seen. The result was the Great Pyramid, a masterpiece of engineering that would take an estimated 20 years to complete. But how exactly did they do it? Let's start with the materials. Most of the blocks, millions of them, were limestone, quarried right at the site. If you visit Giza today, you can still see the massive trench where they cut the stone. The outer casing stones, once gleaming white in the sun, were made from fine Tura limestone, transported across the Nile. The inner chambers used granite blocks brought from Aswan, more than 500 miles away. The sheer logistics of that are mind-boggling, but the Egyptians were masters of water transport. The Nile was their highway. During the flood season, canals could be dug directly from the river to the construction site, allowing massive stones to be floated on wooden barges almost to the base of the pyramid itself. Recent discoveries of papyrus records, like those found at Wadi al-Jarf, describe workers organizing shipments of stone, detailing routes, labor teams, and daily quotas. These are not the writings of slaves, but of skilled engineers proud of their work. Which brings us to another myth, the idea that the pyramids were built by slaves. Hollywood loves that image. Thousands of broken, beaten laborers hauling stones under the whip of their masters. But the truth is far more complex and much more human. Archaeological evidence shows that the workers were not slaves, but paid laborers and craftsmen, well-fed, organized into teams, and given housing in nearby workers' villages. Excavations at Giza have uncovered bakeries, breweries, and even medical facilities. Evidence of a labor force numbering in the tens of thousands, living and working in a carefully managed community. These were farmers, engineers, stonecutters, and transporters, ordinary Egyptians serving their pharaoh and their gods. During the flood months, when farmland lay underwater, workers could devote their labor to the pyramid, transforming seasonal downtime into the most ambitious public project in human history. Their effort was as much an act of devotion as it was of duty. They worked in teams with names like the Drunkards of Menkaure or the Friends of Khufu, competing in good-natured rivalry to see who could move and place more stones. Far from forced labor, it was a national project, one that united an entire civilization in a common purpose. Now, the most debated question: how did they lift and position such enormous stones? For centuries, this was the great mystery. Theories range from giant cranes to extraterrestrial technology. But evidence now points to something far more elegant: the power of geometry, manpower, and genius. The most likely explanation is that the Egyptians used a system of ramps. But not just one simple straight ramp, as early theories suggested. That would have required more material than the pyramid itself. Instead, recent discoveries and simulations suggest a combination of internal and external ramps, possibly winding around the pyramid as it rose. Some researchers believe that an internal spiral ramp was carved inside the pyramid structure, invisible from the outside, allowing workers to pull stones upward gradually as the monument grew. This theory, proposed by architect Jean-Pierre Houdin, fits with modern 3D scans showing anomalies inside the pyramid that could correspond to hidden passageways. Other theories suggest that a long, zigzagging ramp along one face was used, with stones dragged on wooden sledges lubricated with water to reduce friction. Egyptian wall paintings actually show workers pouring water in front of sleds, a simple but brilliant trick that could cut the force needed to pull a multi-ton block in half. With thousands of workers operating in shifts, using levers, sledges, and copper tools, each stone could be shaped, moved, and placed with astonishing precision. The alignment of the pyramid, within fractions of a degree to true north, shows that these were not trial-and-error builders. They were mathematicians, astronomers, masters of their craft. Some believe they may have used the stars, particularly the pole star and Orion's belt, to align the structure with celestial perfection, a blend of science and spirituality that still humbles modern architects. Even the placement of the pyramid on the Giza Plateau was deliberate. It sits on a stable bedrock base, aligned with the stars, particularly the constellation Orion, associated with Osiris, god of the afterlife. The descending passage of the Great Pyramid points directly toward the North Star of the time, aligning the pharaoh's spirit with the eternal heavens. The builders weren't simply constructing a monument, they were creating a map of the cosmos in stone. The three pyramids of Giza, when viewed from above, mirror the pattern of Orion's belt, suggesting that the Egyptians saw their sacred landscape as a reflection of the heavens themselves. Every angle, every proportion, carried spiritual meaning, fusing geometry with theology. The more we learn, the clearer it becomes. The Great Pyramid was not the work of magic or mystery, but of method, discipline, and deep cosmic faith. Its builders understood both the mechanics of the earth and the mysteries of the sky. They measured the stars, tracked the solstices, and turned their observations into architecture that would outlast empires. Inside, the design is deceptively simple: a network of narrow corridors leading to the king's chamber, the queen's chamber, and the grand gallery. But the engineering behind it is astonishing. The grand gallery, with its soaring corbelled walls, may have acted as both a passage and a counterweight system during construction, a brilliant example of multifunctional design centuries ahead of its time. The king's chamber, made of massive granite blocks, is protected by 5 layers of stress-relieving chambers above it, a design so effective that it has held firm for over 40 centuries. The precision with which these stones were cut and placed, some fitting so tightly you can't slip a sheet of paper between them, reveals not only engineering genius, but also a reverence for perfection. And perhaps the greatest marvel is that all of this, the precision, the logistics, the sheer scale, was done without steel, without wheels, without advanced machinery. Only copper tools, rope, wood, and stone, guided by human intellect and devotion. The builders worked in harmony with nature, using the rhythm of the Nile, the movement of the stars, and the strength of human will to turn a vision into eternity. So why did they build it? Why pour so much labor and love into a tomb? To the Egyptians, death wasn't the end. It was the beginning of eternity. The pyramid was a bridge between worlds, a stairway to the stars. Every stone, every chamber, every alignment was part of that cosmic journey, designed to carry the pharaoh's soul to join the gods. It was a promise in stone that life, light, and legacy would never fade. In that sense, the Great Pyramid wasn't just architecture, it was theology made tangible. The greatest machine for immortality ever built. And perhaps that's why it still stands. Because it was never just a monument to a man, it was a monument to belief itself. Today, scientists, engineers, and historians continue to study it. Not to unlock alien secrets, but to understand the brilliance of human hands guided by purpose. Modern experiments have shown that with organization, teamwork, and ancient tools, it is entirely possible to move and lift stones the way the Egyptians did. It doesn't take magic, it takes vision. The Great Pyramid of Giza remains one of humanity's greatest achievements. A reminder that when people unite under a shared dream, there's almost nothing they can't build. It stands as proof that human determination, when combined with faith and imagination, can outlast empires, languages, and even time itself. We don't need to look to the stars for answers. The real wonder lies here on Earth, in what humans are capable of when they believe in something greater than themselves. So the next time you see the Great Pyramid, don't think of lost technology or ancient aliens. Think of sunburned workers pulling ropes in rhythm, singing to keep time, sweating beneath the desert sun. Think of architects with reed pens sketching the geometry of the heavens. Think of generations who built something so perfect, it still humbles us today. The Great Pyramid isn't a mystery to be solved. It's a story to be understood, a story of vision, faith, and endurance. And if you love uncovering the real stories behind humanity's greatest mysteries, if you want to see how ancient people achieved the impossible, make sure to like this video, share it with someone who loves history, and subscribe to the channel.